Your tax is going to go up.
The Senate's legislation, in fact, is a huge tax increase on capital-intensive, highly leveraged businesses. The result comes from leaving the alternative minimum tax in their plan and then deleting the deduction for net interest expense as a cost of business. As you said, for Murray Energy alone, this will raise our taxes $60 million a year, notwithstanding the other so-called benefits that the Senate has proposed. This means that very capital-intensive, highly leveraged employers like coal mining companies will be forced into non-existence, with tragic consequences for our families and for many regions of our country.
Just to be clear, Mr. Murray, so we saw when they put the corporate AMT back sort of at the last minute. So that's on the one hand, it would almost make it that, you know, if you're going to pay 20%, forget, you know, whatever else was going to happen. But I'm curious, when you say they would delete the deduction for the net interest expense, is that going to happen regardless, or that's only part of this sort of late AMT thing that was added?
That's what they added in at 2 o'clock on Thursday night. It is not in the House of Representatives version of tax reform. They added it in to appease certain senators, and it's a tragedy. It will override, our computer models show, any other benefits of this tax reform and actually cost our company $60 million a year in a fragile industry. This is not what President Trump envisioned for our country.
Mr. Murray, a couple things. First, you know, Mitch McConnell will be the first to tell you, you can't please everybody. You're not, I mean, he's been herding cats now for months trying to get this thing through. There are going to be winners and there are going to be losers. In the name of deficit reduction, or at least not trying to exacerbate the deficit too much, something had to give, and the AMT, the corporate AMT, was one of the givebacks that they had to put in there. I mean, you're mindful of that?
No, I'm not mindful of it, and I think there's no excuse for it. In my company and in America, just on our company alone, there'll be 65,000 Americans lose their jobs. Some of the items that some of these senators wanted in are not that significant. And yet, at the last minute, they put this in, killing all capital-intensive, all highly leveraged companies in America. And I suspect, Bill, there are many companies in America who do not realize what has happened to them if they are capital-intensive or highly leveraged. So, no, I don't accept there should be trade-offs. What some of these senators want in their bungling and bubbling around for the last several months is not as significant as for jobs and for America as the tragedy that they put on us Thursday night.
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of people as upset as you are in all sorts of different industries. So the interesting question is, does this get eliminated right away or not? Let me just ask you, what is the effective tax rate you guys pay right now?
We don't pay a tax rate right now because we have a lot of net loss carry forwards. We have a lot of debt. But that is no excuse, and it's insignificant whether we have a tax rate or not. It overshadows anything else we do. We must be able to deduct our interest.
Right, you would go from basically paying zero taxes right now to paying 20% because of the corporate AMT, is that right?
No, that isn't what I said. I don't know what it will be. I'm saying that it makes no difference what the tax rate is, Kelly. You're missing the point. The point is that we are out of business if you cannot deduct your interest expense.
Have you spoken to either of your senators about this? I mean, have you called Washington to let them know what you think?
I have, sir, and we're working on it.